back in the 90s now, but
Well, shit,
80s, late 80s, early 90s, and they do a comedy program called The Sunset Review that's just all sorts of different character voices and so forth, and I actually did that for quite a long time with them.
I guess somehow we went live already. All right.
We're already live? Oh, my
Yes,
God.
We're live. Hello, drifters, and welcome to day 2 of the OCon Expo at the Mid-America Center over here in Council Bluffs. I'm here with one of my co-hosts, Seth, and we're going to be interviewing John Hammond from Jurassic Park. He apparently left the park on remote control. Is your IT guy handling things for you today?
Well, we'll talk about tech. We've had some issues in the past. We've taken care of a lot of that.
All right, so I'll have you introduce yourself. Your real name is?
My real name is Paul Crank.
Yeah, and so you're dressed as John Hammond today.
Yes.
And I'm assuming that in the style of John Hammond, you spared no expense on the costume.
I spared as much expense as possible, actually.
Well, tell us how you put it all together.
Oh, goodness. I started out with the idea of doing John Hammond last year when we were invited to do cosplay for kids.
Okay.
Last August. And I needed something that I could put together in a hurry that was cool outdoors.
Right.
And
in the
unfortunately,
summer.
yes, this was late August, I think, right before school started. And of course, I needed something that I could get away with without dying from the heat. I quickly put together a quick and dirty John Hammond and unfortunately, I didn't have any white clothes in my wardrobe at all, so I did a khaki John Hammond, which wasn't terrible, but it wasn't accurate.
Right.
I started out with the walking stick as a full-size staff, just to be different. I didn't like it then, and I finally cut it down, changed the color of the paint scheme on it to more resemble the actual prop.
Yeah. And I see in the typical OCon style, they've piece bonded your cane so that you can't kill anyone with it. Or wait a second, I guess you could still beat somebody to death with it.
Well, I think the danger here is more breeding a dinosaur and letting it loose in here.
Right. Although it would take a time for it to get to be an adult size, I would think.
Unless
you have some rapid growth formula.
The gatekeepers deemed it not a usable weapon in a weapon sense, but yeah, they weren't thinking ahead.
Of beating somebody over the skull with it.
Did they check your velociraptors on the way in?
I didn't bring any of those, but
Thank God.
At least that he knows of.
There are some on my traveling exhibit, which was here last weekend, Jurassic Quest, and I came dressed as this and got quite a good response from it then.
Have you ever had any velociraptors break out of their pens? Because nature finds a way.
We like to not talk about
finds a way.
Past incidents so much as what we're planning for the future.
Nice. So now the shirt, is that screen accurate?
Yes, actually, this was the toughest part of the whole costume. In doing research on the outfit and the character, most everything focused on the cane and the amber top and how to make that or where to buy it. And the rest of the costume was pretty much ignored on all the forums that I could find on costuming or anything else. Nobody talked about his actual clothing. Apparently it wasn't important to most of them. Most people who were just throwing on, all the cosplays I saw were just throwing on a white dress shirt and calling it good. I'm more OCD than that. I wanted to the shirt especially to look the part. So I started doing some research online and finally through various channels came up with this being what they call a Guayabera shirt. It's a Spanish or Cuban style wedding shirt.
Oh, really?
It's the only shirt that I've seen that has the pin tucking down the front and the 4 pockets on it. And just looking at photos from the movie and screen grabs and so forth, this is what he wore.
Wow, nice.
It took me some doing, but
so
I
did you
finally
find
found
it?
that out.
So was the site you ordered it off the internet?
The site I ordered this off the internet specializes in these shirts.
Oh wow!
Okay. They sell different colors and different styles of them, but this particular one was
it expensive?
About $20-some, $30.
That's not bad.
No.
I pay that much for a nerdy T-shirt.
Right.
If I can find one in my large, tall ass size.
John Powers once told me he'd pay more than that to watch flies fuck.
Well, that's John's thing, though.
It is.
I mean,
John's a little bit different. Not John Hammond, John Powers.
John Hammond, famous industrialist, reinventor of dinosaurs.
Yes, right. Well, and then the pants.
The pants were just I just bought some as light as I could find, almost white khaki pants. Nothing special about them. In fact, I've been trying to find some decent actual white pants and not coming up with much in my size that's actually white.
Okay.
Without paying an arm and a leg, and I don't want to do that.
Gotcha. And you got white tennis shoes. You just found those locally,
I've been wearing these for quite a while now.
Okay. And the hat?
The hat started out as a typical straw hat that wasn't white and had a dark green band.
Okay.
I pulled the band off, had somebody remake the band in an accurate pattern and color.
Yeah.
And painted the hat myself, just spray painted it several coats to get it the right color and shade. And that was that.
Wow, nice. Well, very good job. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
I thought I was in Jurassic Park for a minute. All right, well, thank you, Paul. I appreciate your stopping by, and enjoy the rest of the con. I'm sure we'll be seeing you around.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have another cosplayer. Come on over.
Excellent.
Have a seat.
Now, this is really cool.
Good morning.
Yeah, so tell us, well, first of all, tell us who you're playing, and then let the guests know your name so we know who you are.
Yes, hello. This is Amy Bowen. At the moment, I'm in my Princess Celestia from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic costume.
Nice.
I have several others as well.
Now, how did you make all of this? Or did you buy some of it, or did you make it all yourself?
On the costume that I'm wearing right now, all I bought was the shoes. And the wings.
Wow.
That's not true. And the wings.
Okay.
The wings I bought from somebody on Etsy. And, and also the ears and horn, they're resin cast, and I don't know how to do that, and I've never done that before. So yes, the ears, horns, and wings all came from various people on Etsy.
Okay.
Everything else I made. Right. And the sun, it's been a few years, sorry. And this sun patch I have on my sash.
Can you stand up a minute? I don't think
Yeah.
people can see that.
Right.
Move this chair out a little bit.
You can't really see it when I'm sitting.
Right. Okay, careful. I pulled your chair out.
Camera's
So the
over
camera's
there.
right over there. You can see yourself on it. There it is.
Yes, I can see myself.
Yeah, that looks nice. So you
Excellent.
made that, and then... Oh, you didn't make it.
Nope.
Okay. I pulled that chair out a little bit, so be careful. And then, so did you make the
The necklace.
collar
yeah.
piece? Yeah, and the hat or the
Yeah.
crown? Okay. And what'd you make all of that out of?
Craft foam.
Okay. Okay.
That's Warbler, right? Is that what the Warbler
Not
is?
Warbler, no.
Okay.
I mean, Warbler's more of a plasticky material,
Okay.
as I understand it. This is just a thin styrofoam. I actually had to special order a gigantic roll of it so I could get a piece long enough to go all the way around my waist in a single continuous piece.
Okay.
Huh.
There's one inside the sash to give it shape and form.
And then you made the dress?
I made the dress.
Okay. Do you do a lot of
Very
sewing?
nice.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks
Couldn't
great.
tell you the pattern number off the top of my head, but it's a unmodified dress pattern that I thought was pretty. Yes, I am wearing a hoop skirt under it.
Yeah, well, it looks great.
Thank you. Yes, I do all of my own sewing for a
And-
number of different costumes.
Now you have different outfits that you do too. You're in the Star Wars, the Rebel Legion.
Yes, I
and-
do. I belong to Rebel Legion Central Base.
Okay.
I'll be in my Jedi later today. I signed up to run the table between 6 and 8 today.
Okay. Now, since you're going to be doing a costume change, does your group have an area where
We
you
do,
that?
yes.
Okay.
501st Legion, Rebel Legion are using have one of the locker rooms reserved as a changing room. My Jedi outfit is back there right now.
Okay. Now, aside from the Jedi, what other kind of costumes do you have?
Let's see. Next month, I have several different anime costumes. My next con after this one, I'll be at OCon briefly. I've never been to OCon before. I'm very
Yeah.
excited.
Now, where is OCon? Because I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I haven't heard
okay.
of that either.
It used to be at the Baltimore Convention Center. Now it's at the Convention Center in Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you'll be out in D.C. for that. And when
yes.
is that? Next
The
month?
last weekend of July, yes.
Oh, okay.
That is a trip.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, I'll be in Las Vegas the last weekend in July for a Star Trek convention.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that should be
very
fun. I'm really
cool.
looking forward to that. It'll be my first big Star Trek convention. I've gone to a few
cool.
local area ones a long time ago, so
Oh.
huge Star Trek fan. So
Yeah, I've
as well as
heard.
Star Wars. And now, did you go to Star Wars Celebration?
I
this
did,
year?
yes. I've
Yeah.
been to both of the last 2 Star Wars celebrations.
And how was that?
It was amazing. Yesterday I was in my Naboo Royal Handmaiden all day,
Yeah.
and it was one of the best things about it was on Saturday morning, we got together an army of the Flame Handmaidens. I can't remember whether we got 17 or 19
Wow.
people at the peak of the group, but we did.
Now, any idea how many attend that Star Wars celebration? That
Oh,
was in
at least
Chicago this year.
50,000 plus, maybe 70,000.
50,000,
I'm not
wow.
sure.
Now, I know Star Wars Galaxy's Edge
Yes.
Park just opened in Disneyland in
Yes.
California. It's going to be opening at Disney World in Orlando
Labor Day
in
weekend.
August. Yeah.
Bill is very excited about this.
Yeah?
Been talking
Yes.
about it.
I know.
4
nonstop,
weeks now.
Pretty much planning to go to the one in Anaheim.
Disney's
next
already
year,
writing
early
its
next year.
checks with John's money.
God. Yeah, I
Yes.
know.
Yeah. So, did Disney have a presence there? Were they telling you
did,
about
yes.
Galaxy's Edge? And
They did. They had a whole demo area,
Really?
sort of.
yeah.
They had their own giant space on the convention floor,
Wow.
and with a big Star Wars Galaxy's Edge sign hanging over it.
Wow.
I never actually did get inside there.
Okay.
But they had trip planning kiosks and
Yeah.
things and a sort of promo video.
I
from
imagine that was a pretty popular kiosk.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And so as far as comparison goes to like OCon, I don't know if you've been to
Yes.
like Planet Comic-Con in Kansas
I have
City?
not.
Okay.
Sadly.
I imagine the vendor floor was pretty huge
Yes.
for something like that.
It was enormous.
Yeah.
It was several times the size of this one.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was so fun. Oh, Disney said we had several actual real live Imagineers and people involved in the making of Galaxy's Edge.
Wow.
And did one of the big deal premiere discussion panels during this most recent Star Wars celebration.
Well, that would have been fun to see.
Yeah, I really wish I could have gotten into that one.
I've been watching some of the YouTube videos from people that have gone to Galaxy's Edge and done the lightsaber building stuff and the droid building stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty incredible.
I don't have any interest in building a droid, but I want to build a lightsaber.
See, I've got a lot of lightsabers.
No, you're fine,
I have
Bill. You're
one, but-
fine.
Yeah,
You only
I have a few. I think if I get one more, Linda's going to ask me to buy the house next door so I can store them there.
Well, I mean, that would give you more room for more lightsabers.
Well, that's a good point. But I am kind of looking forward to the droid building thing, so I think that'll be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But do you have any plans to go
I
yet?
will be.
Yeah?
The middle of September.
Oh,
After
wow.
the kids are back in school, after Labor Day weekend is over.
Yeah. Are you going to the one in Disney World or
California.
California. All right. Well, I'm going to want to talk to you when you get back and find out all the tips and tricks and hints. And
Okay.
so, yeah, that'll be a
I'll
good
be happy to-
information download.
I'll be.
So, I was
Go
going
ahead.
to say how Disney can separate John from his money, or Bill from his money most efficiently.
Yeah,
Yes.
it won't take much convincing, I'm sure.
Yep. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I will be at Dragon Con,
Ooh.
taking this out. Definitely taking this costume.
Okay. And where's that?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
I go every year. This will be my 4th year.
Now, how many cons do you normally go to in a year?
Oh, several. I've only been to 3 of the 5 OCons because in 2016 and 2018 they picked the same weekend as a meetup of friends that I met through podcasting.
Right.
So I was out of town and I
Okay.
couldn't come. But I come to OCon whenever I can. I've been going to Anime Nebraska on pretty much every year,
Okay.
at least for part of the time. I've been, so OCon, Anime Nebraska, and Dragon Con every year. At least those 3, those are all local.
Right.
And then out of town, I've been going to Dragon Con every year. This will be my 4th year.
Okay.
And Star Wars Celebration, been to both of the last 2, planning on going to the next one, which will be in
Now, do they
August
sell out
2020.
for that pretty
They
far
do.
in advance? Okay.
They've already, we don't know how many of them are going to be scalped, but they've already sold out of 4 days and Saturdays
Oh my gosh.
within the first two or 3 days.
Oh my gosh. Wow. All right. Yeah.
Yes, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah. Sounds like Gallifrey 1, so that's a Doctor Who convention out in California that we're going to. And
Very
the tickets
cool.
for that go pretty fast. Not as fast as the rooms at the convention hotel.
Oh, yeah,
It
I
seems
know.
like they must have like a block of 5 rooms, and that's it. Because
And you got one.
amazingly, John says I'm not a real boy, as you know.
Well, I mean, you probably aren't. I think this is all a virtual reality simulation just for you.
You might be right.
I mean, I don't think I'm like real anymore. It's
Yeah.
just all for you.
I see. I'm just generating you as part of my own reality.
I know.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Well, thank you very much for coming by and showing us your outfit.
You're very welcome, Bill. And I'm at Amelia Bowen, if you don't mind my
no, go
doing
ahead.
some
No.
shameless plugging. Amelia Bowen, which is AmeliaBowen.com. And I did that because I wanted to do novel writing as well as podcasting. So I should be
Fantastic.
and that's what you do when you're a novelist. You
Right.
you just use your name as a domain name, and but in the next couple of months, I will be really getting rolling on Movie Chat with the Movie Night Crew. I promised myself I would before I went to Podcast Movement in August.
All right.
And
we'll look forward to hearing more
So
about that.
I look forward to hearing more about that, and I hope I can come back sometime.
Definitely.
Since you're a novel writer,
Oh, yeah. Seth is also into writing.
Oh, very cool. Oh, you're
Yeah.
the Seth whose name I keep seeing. Okay.
yeah, that's my
He
own
must
writing
hang out
tool.
in post offices a lot.
But,
Usually he's on there with a wanted sign.
But yeah, reach
Oh,
out
we
to me
just have a
sometime.
lot of mutual friends. Okay, cool.
All right.
All right. Thank
Well,
you very much for having me, Bill.
It's a pleasure.
Great
And,
seeing you.
seeing you
I
around
look
the
forward to
con.
seeing your other costumes this
Okay,
weekend.
yes. I'll be getting changed later in the day.
All right. We'll
Fantastic,
swing by and look
yeah.
for you.
Okay, and yes, I'll be probably be hanging around somewhere here or in the Star Wars Costume Clubs area in the expo hall.
Fun.
Right. Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.
a lot.
Excellent.
Have a
See you
good day.
later.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy the rest of the con.
And we're live on the
I
air.
gotta-
Can you plug that in for John under the table?
Got some weirdo here dressed in bubble
Plug this
wrap.
in under the table.
He's
I get it.
yelling at us angrily about what I assume is his god. I mean, is there security anywhere? Security? I
If
kind
there
of
were,
feel
I have a
uncomfortable.
feeling he wouldn't have gotten in already.
Here comes security now.
Here, sit down here a minute.
I can't sit.
You can't sit?
I'm gonna rip my pants. I'll rip it out like she did.
I can sit down.
All right, why don't you sit down? I'm going to ask you about your outfit.
What are we plugging in and why?
Yeah.
His laptop for the presentation.
Oh.
John's
Gotta make sure it's
disturbing
charged.
our live feed here. But,
Hack the feed.
yeah, John's hacked the feed. Well,
Did you bring your prop gun for that?
all right. Well, let's see. Let's look at the schedule and see what's going on today. So right now we're at almost noon. So they've got cosplay photography for the cosplayer. That sounds good. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I wonder if that has anything to do with the Kobayashi Maru.
No, nothing to do with Kobayashi Maru. It's an
Okay.
anime series with a dragon who becomes a maid.
Ah.
It's cute and it's adorable, and I love it.
Okay. All right. And
I've seen a couple of the characters cosplayed around here really well.
there's a Q&A with Kate Flannery about to start. Name that movie based on memorable movie quotes. So they'll give you a quote, and you have to name what movie it's from.
I mean, I feel like that might be very good for this con.
Yes, I think a lot of people would be good at that. And then, let's see, at 1 o'clock, well, what are some of the highlights? Cosplay in the community. Undead Obsessed, my journey to discover meaning in zombies. Huh. All right, well, that sounds good. And then Peter McCone, who, as we know, is...
Bordus from plays Bordus
Yeah.
in the Orville,
Yeah, if he's ready.
which we have a
Hop in.
podcast on at 2 o'clock.
Nice. John's about to take a seat here. He's wearing his self-basting costume today.
It's a whole, like, sitting down for him is a whole thing right now.
You suppose it has anything to do with constipation?
All right. Yeah.
I have to admire
Well, tell
your
us about
dedication,
your-
Sean.
Tell us
What?
about your costume,
Dedication?
John.
Yes, your dedication.
Cosplay is pain, man. That's all it is. What it is it's the Bubble Man suit from Dude, Where's My Car?
Okay.
Cult of Zoltan.
So tell us about the Cult of Zoltan. Where did it come from? I mean, it came from the movie, obviously, but I mean, is there a Zoltan character in the movie?
Yep, he lives in his parents' basement. Yeah.
And so why do people wear the bubble wrap?
It's an interstellar jumpsuit. This is supposed to cushion you against the fierce acceleration of going to light speed.
Ah.
Yes.
Isn't that set in, like, California?
It literally is. I don't know.
It's set
like-
somewhere.
I don't know that it's anywhere, but it's like, yeah. I mean, the Bubble Men are basically the best parts of that whole movie. It sucks. Don't watch the movie. It's a waste of your time. Although the Bubble Men and the Nordics are the best part.
And yet you came here dressed in a costume from the movie on a day when it's going to top out at
98 degrees.
98 degrees. If you go outside in that, you will die.
Now, the
Maybe go
heat
outside.
index, I think, is supposed to be 108 today,
Yeah.
just because of the humidity,
And
which is like
because you don't have the
78%.
faith. You don't understand. You don't cosplay.
That's
You don't get it.
I,
And you can't get it. So, yeah.
if I were to push you outside, you would like do the thing from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom where the guy drinks from the wrong grail. That would be you if I pushed you outside into the parking lot
Yeah,
right now.
it does feel like I chose poorly here from time to time. But
It's like, yes, I don't cosplay, but also you could push me outside and I'd be like, wow, it's a little hot out here.
Yeah.
Yes.
You would,
But you wouldn't be a Thanksgiving turkey
just
in
like
about
melt.
5 minutes.
But that's exactly what someone who doesn't understand cosplay would think.
and I guess thankfully, if you did melt, you're already in your own little Ziploc bag.
Zoltan.
Yeah. Now, are you supposed to be wearing the hood?
No.
Oh, the hood just hangs there. Now, Did you
I
buy a
imagine
roll?
when you enter hyperspace,
Yeah.
you have to put the hood up, but they never do it in the movie. So
Okay.
it's like,
Now, did you buy a roll of bubble wrap?
no,
then?
no, I don't even know how they did this.
Who did it?
I bought it from online on Walmart.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
Why is Walmart selling this?
people buy it. It's a Halloween costume.
It is?
Yeah.
For the cult of Zoltan?
A lot of people know who we are. They are, and they're digging it.
Well,
They're gonna love us at the cosplay competition. So
Yeah. all right. Well, good luck with the cosplay
Well,
competition.
thank you.
Just got a message from Jenna. She's on her way.
Excellent. Linda will have to meet her at the door with her badge credentials. And so how are we doing on time here? We've been going for,
About 30 minutes.
close to a half hour.
Well,
So
sweet.
it's about time to shut down for a little bit, maybe grab a bite to eat, possibly.
Holy
You
cow.
do that.
We've got somebody else in chat.
Oh, yeah?
I
my
have
God.
to go. What do they want?
It's hard to say.
Hard to say. Is it not in English?
There's my mouse here.
To all of our listeners, Zoltan.
We don't want to follow your creepy faith, man.
Zoltan.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go.
All right. Join the rest of your
I gotta
Zoltanites.
spread the word of Zoltan.
Is that what you're called, Zoltanites?
Cult of Zoltan.
We have no name.
Ah,
Zoltan.
you are the man with no face,
Zoltan.
and no name.
I don't know about using our podcast to proselytize for this strange cult.
I don't either. I think it's a conflict of. It's not quite like church-state separation. It's church podcast separation.
Cult
I think.
podcast separation.
Cult podcast separation.
I wonder
like
how
it.
I wonder how Zoltan works out on the bite model. I mean, obviously there's
Yeah.
some control over how you dress.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if we need to rate the whole movie on a bite model, only a different bite model. This really bites kind of thing, and maybe watch it and then review it on a future podcast.
Well, I mean, we've already watched a couple movies that kind of bite.
Yeah.
What did we watch the other day? Like, what was that movie we watched at your house? That I don't think we ever actually covered it on the podcast.
Oh,
no.
that was When Worlds Collide.
Oh yeah, did we do a
Yes.
podcast on that one?
I think we touched on it, yeah.
Yeah.
I know we touched on Barbarella. That was the other one we watched.
Well, I mean, I think Barbarella touched us, and not
Yes.
in a good way.
Yeah, well, I'd rather
In
it
a
was
way-
her than the Catchman.
Yeah.
He was a little frightening.
But no, when worlds collide, that's an interesting movie.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good, I thought. It had its good sections.
I mean, yeah. There were. I was not able to suspend my sense of disbelief for very much of it.
Well, the special effects were not optimum. I mean, it was done in, 1953, I think, or something.
There wasn't a single black person in the movie.
Oh, nice.
Charles has already been busy.
Charles got his picture taken with the lady from The Office. I can't think
nice.
of what character she played. Anyway, she's here. If I had my program, I could tell you who she is. You have a program? Linda's got a program. We'll look it up. Hey!
Who are we haying?
One of my coworkers here. Say hi to we're live streaming. Say hi to the camera.
I'm very, very sorry
Eric?
Hey, your coworker.
about working with him. Yes, he tells stories.
More than him.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's been 15 years or so.
Yes, at least.
Oh, that's a good one.
What is that? Oh wow! Somebody
Lady
deep
McKenna.
sea diving
Just
helmet.
wandered by.
Good for
Nice,
her.
Okay,
nice.
excellent.
She's into it.
Very good costume, though.
Stop her so you can see.
She's
But there's
gone.
poof, gone.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. See you later.
Here's her name.
Oh yeah. So autograph session with Kate Flannery, and can you find out what character she played on The Office? Kate Flannery. As soon as we find her Office character name, people will probably know. I would probably recognize that more
Well, I
than
mean,
Kate
that-
Flannery.
This is why we have the internet, even here.
Yes. All right. Well, so it is now officially noon, so the other panels have started. I'm trying to see what I'm looking forward to today. I think, let's see, 2 o'clock is a panel I can't make, and that's why the Orville is the Star Trek of the New Millennium. That's you and John.
Yeah. And
And at the same time, well, about 2:15, we'll be starting to record our Galactic Driftwood podcast that will air in
you
a
will
week or
be
so.
and you will be recording from the Project Nerd Pavilion, and they are streaming all day long on Twitch.
Yes.
I was actually on their stream at about sometime 10 o'clock this morning for a little while.
Yeah. So Kate Flannery is best known for the role of Meredith Palmer on The Office. So those of you that were big fans of The Office will probably remember Meredith, and she was pretty hilarious in that. And then we already mentioned Bortus from the Orville's here.
Mm-hmm.
Gigi Edgley, who was on Farscape, is here.
Yeah. I think it's Edgley.
Edgley?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Edgley, or Edgeway, you said.
Oh, I meant to say Edgley.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to enunciate a little better.
I would love to see a panel with her on it. That would be really interesting.
Yeah. We'll have to look and see when she's doing a panel. I know she's doing some Q&A sessions.
Larry Croft.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Linda's got a few pictures of some cosplayers, so
Oh wow! Look at the
you'll have to go and take it up there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like
Well,
just sitting here.
what do you think? Should we shut down for a little bit and go grab a bite to eat?
Yeah, I need to get into the dealer's room again.
Yes, so do I. There's got to be something in there I need.
Oh, I know there's more things in there than I need. I've already got myself some more cards.
Ah, right. And you probably want to get some more shopping done before Katie gets here.
Yeah.
She might be a little restrictive on your purchasing.
What are you smiling at?
You guys are funny.
Yes.
Oh, like we don't know what you're up to.
All right, well, folks, thanks for tuning in for another live stream.
Yeah, we'll be back later on in the day.
We will, probably around 3:30 or 4 o'clock. We'll do a summary of the day's exciting developments, as I know there will be some. And we'll see you all then. And if you can, try to make it down here. You don't have to be in costume to come down to OCon. It makes it a little more immersive and fun if you are. But if you're not, just come on down, check out the vendor room, check out the panels, and be sure and stop by the Galactic Driftwood booth and say howdy.
Yeah, say hi, sit down, and talk with us on stream, maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Or come and play a game of Magic with me. Someone come and play a game of Magic with me now.
He's having withdrawals. All right. Bye-bye, folks.
Bye.
Locally in Plattsmouth, June 13th